Yay, is it working? Let's hope my volume's up. Here we go. Do, 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 do. How did 4 people get in here already? And I can't even see who you are yet. Oh, now I can see Sue. Hi, Sue. And Rue just walked in the room. Hello. Hello, Miss Martin. I'm just waiting for everyone to come in. And there we go. Here comes Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina. Hi, Paul. Look at everyone. Hello, everybody. Hopefully today I can be more effective at chatting and crafting at the same time. Hi, Miss Martinez. I put back on my t-shirt. The temperature here dropped. It got really cool here, which is so nice. It's so nice. How come I can see all this on my phone? I have no idea. You know what? I actually had trouble logging onto the live tonight. I got a little worried for a minute. Oh, is it right in the mic? Hold on. Let me freeze the fan. Watch all the crafty mess. Hold on. Okay. Is that better or worse? Hi, Leticia. Just want to make sure you guys can actually hear me. Is that better? It's so weird, y'all. Hey, Lauren. You know what? I had trouble today with YouTube. You know what? And it wasn't just me. People texted me and said they also had problems. I think there's glitches. Is anyone else hearing the fan? Hi, Ella. If you're hearing the fan still, you know how far away this fan is from me, but it's a really big fan, guys. I'm just waiting to see. Can everyone else hear the fan too? Tell me and I'm going to move it again. Okay, hold on. You know what, y'all? The place is cool enough. I just turned it off. Is that better? Yeah. I have sunglasses. Don't laugh. Okay. Better, right? All right. And look, now it's not blowing my crazy hair either. Okay, perfect. So I pulled out so much stuff, probably more stuff than I need, y'all, because I never, you know, when I'm doing this, I never know what I'm going to use. I don't know how you guys layer. Normally I put, like Lily used to, I have a nut tray and then I put everything out that I think I'm going to use, but then I end up grabbing other things. So I pulled out one of my flat backs. I pulled out a bunch of my chipboard. I brought out my container. These are all my pom-poms. I brought out some of my favorite stickers when I'm doing embellishments. I brought out tulle. I brought out sunny days. I brought out flowers. I brought out a lot. You know what? You don't hear it now because I actually turned it off. And you know what? I don't need it. Who had said, okay, Tiffany, what did you do today that you had such a good afternoon? What'd you all do? Did you guys go out somewhere together? I'm waiting to see. Yeah, and Kathy reached 1,000 today, y'all. She reached 1,000. You met in person? Oh my goodness. Wait a second. You have to fill us in. How was it? Susan was at your house? Can you tell I'm just catching up? Oh my, okay. That is, you guys live close enough? Oh, wow. And it was fabulous. Why am I not at all surprised? Oh my goodness. That is, okay. Like, this is so funny. One's like, you know, Kathy can't believe she reached 1,000. I can't believe that Tiffany and Susan live close enough that they can hang out together. That's even better news. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Oh, you're road tripping. That's why you were packing up your bag. That cute little tote bag that you had. Pat talked with Tiffany on the phone too. Of course you did, Pat. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, y'all. Susan, do you really take that tote bag? Can you just tell me the truth? Did you like buy that tote bag? This is like the kind of things we can actually talk about on a live. Like, did you buy that tote bag specifically for crafting? Hi, Lorraine. No, Pat, you're good at keeping secrets. You are really good at it. Oh, you don't. She's on the other side. Okay. See, Lanny only lives, guys, like a 15-minute drive from me. And Sunshine Honeybees is about a 45-minute drive or a 45-minute train ride. Oh, you really did buy that tote bag just for that. Hi, Latin Girl 34. Can I actually know what your real name is? Because I hate calling you Latin Girl 34. Isn't that terrible? I need to know what your real name is so I can actually call you by your real name. Yeah, see, I want to know that too, Barbara. Like, do you keep it packed all the time? Not to hug her neck. I see. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys something. Alvina, now I know your name properly. Okay, thank you. Lanny hugged me anyway. And because it's hard not to, y'all. It's just hard not to. Hello, Miss Kayla. I just saw you were in here. Yeah, you know what? I had trouble too, Bertha. It's not just you. I actually was going to text Susan and the ladies to tell them, can you hi, Robin, can you help me out? Because I'm not sure I had trouble logging on too. Oh, I love Jerry's Artorama. Do you know what? We lost our one here in New York, but in Florida, I always went there. Hello, Miss Lana. Letta's in the house. I was just showing my chipboard. All right, I have to try talking and layering at the same time. I was just catching up because we were just saying that Tiffany got to go and hang out with Susan, which is super cool, in person. Oh, wait, you had the grandkids all day? Oh, Linda, I wouldn't even be able to do this. You know what? I love having my grandkids, but on days when I have them, it's exhausting because we swim all day and yeah. Oh, she's tiny? Tiffany's tiny? Yeah. See what we learn? Oh my goodness. So Susan, do you keep that one packed all the time like that, or do you pack it for each trip that you go on? I'm going to try to actually do these while talking today. Unlike the other days when I was like, I had trouble chatting and doing this at the same time. I'm just watching to see. Yeah, that's how I feel too. You guys should totally get together. You pack it each time? Okay. So Susan packs hers each time she goes, y'all. She doesn't have it packed all the time. She packs it for each trip. So this was the back of that Stamperia pad, by the way. I just recycled it to make these tickets. These ones I didn't double up yet. You know what? I have Lanny and Sunshine Honeybees, but Sunshine Honeybees has friends who craft right in this neighborhood. See, I want to do a crafting retreat too, Kathy. I thought that maybe this would be over this fall and that we'd be able to do it. Oh, you got in and Happy Meal and a swap. Yay. Hi, Thelma. No, I haven't seen it yet. I didn't go. Look, guys, I still see that one pile over my shoulder. My husband comes back tomorrow. And for those of you that don't know this, my husband hates crafty mess. And that is the last of my pile I have to deal with before he comes back tomorrow. I took my sunglasses off after the video. Well, because I normally wear them all summer long, but y'all, I haven't been outside. You know, often when I film in the summer, I'm either in Florida or I'm usually in Florida with the grandkids. And so because I haven't been wearing my sunglasses. Yeah, he's coming back tomorrow. So the downside to him coming back, Kathy, is that he hates crafty mess of any kind. So that's my last pile that has to be away by tomorrow. Yeah, no, I don't need a note on the door. You know what? My neighbors are so excited for him to be back. They're so happy for me. Yeah, it's exciting. But you know, he's going to be so tired, y'all. It's a 12-hour flight back. And because of COVID, they have to be at the airport early. Like really early. And then it's from the airport to here is another 40 minutes. And he also has his broken leg. So you like the sunglasses and the dancing? Yeah, I'm excited to see him. Do you know what he told me today? He bought an extra suitcase and he filled it with COVID supplies. He works in advertising, Chris. So, you know, like how I used to be a creative director where I would design campaigns? He's the guy behind the strategy. Like he's the guy who figures out whether or not a certain kind of ad will actually generate sales. He's really, really good at that. Yeah, he's he's not actually looking forward to be coming home, y'all. I gotta tell you, where he's been is so much safer than the States, that he's actually nervous to be home. Actually, isn't that sad? He's actually nervous because where they've been, they haven't had a shortage on toilet paper. They haven't had a shortage on food. They haven't had any increased costs for food. They haven't had. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you again for my beautiful cam snap. I almost changed things so we would try it out tonight. I've already tried it out, actually. It's really cool. It's a really cool tool. I'm glad to. I'm sure, Barbara, you can understand because of what you do. You understand all too well the risks. So, guys, I'm just checking to see because I like to shaker everything, and I might end up making this one into a shaker. You know what, y'all? Here's what people are saying in the Middle East, which he says is very embarrassing. He says that that they don't understand why in America there's a shortage. That, hi, Sandra, that they haven't had a shortage on masks. They haven't had a shortage on gloves or wipes, like disinfecting wipes. They haven't had a shortage on food. They haven't had an increased cost on food. They don't understand why in America we're having all of this. And they keep asking him, and he doesn't have an answer for it. Like, he doesn't know what to say to them about why. And at first they thought it was just because we were ill prepared for it. But now it's 4 months later. So they keep saying to him, like, well, why isn't this any better? And today he was with one of my friends. He went out for coffee with one of my friends today. And my friend wanted to know, like, why is there still a shortage? And I'm like, I don't know. Hi, Lizzie. Becky, is your husband's, recovering from heart surgery, I gotta tell you, Marilyn's exhausted, y'all. She's just exhausted. It's a huge ordeal to recover from any kind of surgery, but heart surgery. And today putting in a stent is a very progressive procedure, but it's still exhausting. Yeah, I think you're right, Lorraine. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't work out, But, did you guys see the thing where they said today, Clorox said that they're behind a year in production and they might not be able to produce enough Clorox wipes for everybody for over a year? I don't know if you guys read that today, but that's what they were saying, which I thought was really strange. Like, why would it take them a year to make Clorox wipes is my question. That's the part I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know did you guys also hear about the guy who was going around, the teenager deliberately coughing on people because he thought he had COVID? I don't know if you guys heard about that. My husband was terrified. He saw that in the news today. Yeah, we're making tickets, but I'm very slow. I'm still on my first ticket, y'all, and I'm just putting Tool down. Yeah, you read that too, right, Anna? Yeah, unfortunately, my husband is hours ahead of us. So by the time I woke up, he was freaked out because he saw the news report that this young, I guess it was like, I say a young kid, maybe he was 18 or 19, but he thought he had COVID. So he was running around deliberately coughing on people. And my husband read that today and saw it on the news and he freaked out. So before I got up this morning, there was this message from him that I'm like, not to go outside. Hi, Heather. Because he was so nervous. But I think Lorraine's right, y'all. We had a shortage because people went and bought cases. And then, yeah, you know what, Sandra, you're right. Because if he does that to someone around in my building, Lord help him. I'm serious. Lord help him. Like, they won't handle that very nicely, y'all. I'm telling you. You don't want to cough on one of my neighbors on purpose anyway. Oh, that's crazy. See? So Linda, were they that full? Like it was really crowded? It's so scary. Okay, I'm just going to let this dry. I'm going to make one of these into a shaker just because I feel like it. Wait, Heather, that was in your county? So what, they're so packed the hallways that it's dangerous for kids to be there? Oh. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's true, Lizzie, right? This is what I mean, Lizzie. Can you imagine if someone down the street coughed deliberately on someone in our neighborhood? I mean, they get clocked. Like they literally would get clocked, y'all. You couldn't do it. You can't sneeze on someone here deliberately. And if you do it accidentally, which has happened to me here, you better be quick to apologize. That's all I have to say. You better be quick to apologize. I'm taking a look at my chipboard now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what people are thinking, y'all. I just don't. They were shoulder to shoulder in the hallway. Yeah, just passing to another class. Like, okay, so that's how I got sneezed on, y'all, is because in Brooklyn, the sidewalks are really, really narrow. And so you have only about 1 to 2.5 feet between you and the next person maximum. And if someone's not wearing a mask and they sneeze, you can't, you see? Right. You get arrested. And you should be arrested for deliberately coughing on somebody. Like, why are people deliberately coughing on people? I don't understand people, y'all. I really don't. Let me pick that up. I'm looking through my ephemera now and my other stuff because now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for other things. Maybe I'm going to want a swan and maybe one of these. You know what? It doesn't matter if it's the first day. Like, what are you supposed to do? See? Yeah, no school for him. Kathy, you know what? I don't blame you. Yeah, see, Anna, Chicago's like New York. They don't like, they're not going to put up with it. Anyone who grew up here on the South Side, like, if you behave like that around here, you're taking your life in your hands. Like, and rightfully so, actually. And rightfully so. Because I don't think that's fair to anybody. It's so dangerous. Why would you do that to people? Yeah, you see, and then they changed the law, which is what they should do. So, Linda, did they give you guys a choice? Like, I'm showing you guys what I'm doing. I'm fooling around to see if I like where I'm placing things or not. Linda, did they give your grandkids a choice or they didn't give you a choice? Oh, see, why did they have a prom? Yeah, New Yorkers don't play. It's so true. Right, Elvia? They did so true. Yeah, see? Wow. So, okay, so they're going to do homeschooling, Lizzie. Not every state gave a choice. So that's why I'm asking y'all, what are your kids and grandkids doing? Because here they haven't officially given an answer to public schools, but for the most part, people are not going to school. Hi, Belinda. How you feeling, girly? You can't see what I'm doing, Belinda, but I'm playing around with my chipboard on my tickets to see if I like how it's coming out or I don't like it, and I'm going to move it around. I only ever use these little swans when I do Maggie crafting, so I've got those out too. But I also have these cute Jen Hadfield stickers, so I'm going to put some of those out too. Florida kids have the choice. And then in Georgia, they're going online, maybe. Florida, okay, so Florida, they at least gave a choice. Wow. Okay, but Robin, what about Kentucky? Are they allowed to choose or are they forced to go? Or do parents get to choose? Wow. Okay, so you're doing virtual and then waiting like New York. You know what worries me though, folks? What about the parents that are working? Like, I guess my husband asked this, like, right, Sabrina, you got a choice, right? And where you are too. So here's the question. What do you do about parents who are working and don't have childcare? That's my question. Oh, they don't care. Well, that's not great either. No choice in Kentucky. Unbelievable. Well, see, that's what I'm asking. So, like, here's what I'm worried about for parents. Look, I'm really worried for parents. Like, what if they can't afford childcare or don't have any? Like, a lot of people in New York, y'all, they don't have family here. So it's not like they've got someone to watch their kids for them. So if they do homeschooling again, a lot of these parents are going to lose their jobs because there's going to be no one to look after their kid. So has anyone thought about that? I wonder too. Yeah, I'm just reading up. I'm just following what everyone's saying. It's see the first week. Okay, so the Middle East tracked it. Yeah, people are really stuck. Either they go to school, hire a teacher, or put them in daycare. Okay, and daycare is way more dangerous, by the way. So they're saying. So, okay, so there's our problem, y'all. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. This is a really difficult situation. I feel very badly for parents. Like, they're forced back to work, but now their kids might have to stay at home. And I don't know how they're going to manage it. I just don't know. Hi, Misty. Right. People can't get to, right. Exactly. And daycare is more dangerous, by the way, than public school because they don't necessarily follow the same guidelines. So I guess I'm just wondering what's going to happen to these families that don't have family, like they don't have grandparents around, right? Who's going to look after these kids? Are they going to have to quit their jobs? And if they have to quit their jobs, then I guess my next question is, how are they going to pay their bills, y'all? Right? Yeah. See, okay. So that's what I was wondering, Robin. See, I was thinking like if I were living outside New York City, what I would do is I would arrange for like a parent pool where maybe one day a week, 4 parents take a group of kids. Yeah, I know, Leticia, it's impossible for you to work. Kathy, what are you going to do? Kathy, are you going to homeschool your kids? Are you going to keep them at home? It's a mess. Yeah, I think it is a big mess. Right, exactly. But like, you know what? You could have a group. There's enough of you, actually. And then I could take the train up after COVID. So, right. So that's the thing. Right. Because Kathy, if you were working, what would happen to Augustine? This is what I'm wondering. Right, exactly. Okay, so that's what I was hoping, Jean. I was thinking to myself like this. If I were in a less urban area, I would get together with 4 or 5 other parents and I would say, okay, I'll do Mondays, you do Tuesdays, you do Wednesdays. So that, because you know what? Parents, by the way, should not be doing homeschooling. They're going to be stressed out and it's going to cause relationship problems with their kids if there's too much stress. So if they can at least have a play date with some other kids or go to another parent's house 1 or 2 days a week, it gives the parents a break and the kids a break. And then it also makes sure that everyone keeps their sanity. Yeah. That's all that can, guys, that's all that can happen. I'm telling you. So I'm reading everyone's thing. Yeah, I didn't realize Susan was packing her bag for real. I honestly thought it was like if you were going away on a trip kind of thing. I didn't think you were actually packing your bag. We are living in a sad time, Bertha, I'm telling you. Yeah. Right, Cynthia, are you tired of you guys being home together all the time? Ugh, guys, I don't like the colors of the tickets I printed out. I got to be a little more adventurous. What I'm trying to do, Kayla, is look, I used the scraps of the back of a paper pad to cut these ones out. And I didn't double them up yet because I'm making some of them into shakers. The shaker ones I like. It's the green ones I'm struggling with. I don't do well with green, y'all. I'm telling you. And that's what I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with the green ones. So let me see what else I have to make them more interesting. Because so far I'm not digging it, ladies. Oh no, you canceled it? So why did you cancel it? Like, for instance, like Susan went on her trip and she's okay as long as she's in a car. If you're not taking a train, hold on, whose mom? Your mom tested positive yesterday? How old is your mom? Oh my goodness. I could, see guys, and people honestly think that like this is not a serious thing. I am so sorry. And this is why I get mad when people like, don't take this seriously and say, oh, what's the big deal? And they don't wear a mask and they're not careful. And your mom's 64, so she's in a high risk zone. Does she have other health problems? Oh, they're not social distancing or wearing masks. Why would they not social distance? Ugh. Okay, so you see, Kayla, I always feel better when I use these girls. So even on the green, it's going to be better. I'm so sorry. See, we can't trust people even to go to the beach, y'all. You got to be so careful because they're not being responsible. That's the problem. Yeah, because they're idiots. It's true. So what are you going to do instead of the family trip? I love these girls too. They're my favorite things, actually. And then I love that they came up with them in all different like skin tones. So I was really excited. See, that's why I wanted to do like a craft retreat, because you know what? You actually can do it safely, where like we can sit across the table with 5 feet between us and be able to eat at a table, and we wouldn't cough on each other. The problem would be all of us getting there. That's where we would be at risk. We'd be at risk from traveling. So how are you doing it, Susan? Like, is your husband driving you? Are you driving? How are you is your bestie driving? How are you managing it? Yeah, see, the girls always make things better. Now I want a sentiment and some popcorn. How about a retreat on Zoom? We could do a craft retreat on Zoom, actually. We could. Yeah, you see, well, Pat hasn't been out either, out of the house since her birthday, y'all. And how many months is that now, Pat? 5? Lake George is perfect for a retreat, actually. Oh my goodness, I would so go in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would go. Lizzie, oh my gosh. Well, you know what's actually sad is that we could have all gone to Florida, but now we can't get down there so safely. That's the problem. Yeah, so Pat's been in the apartment since February 21st. And not even like to the bodega. Like I can go to the bodega, which is just 3-4 doors down. Oh, that's so good. See, exactly. See, you can do that. You can have someone over if you sit far enough apart and you keep the place aerated. You can totally do that. But we could do a retreat on Zoom. I wonder why we never thought to do that. I mean, if everyone took a different craft with me and led it, we could do it. And if we knew in advance what each person was going to do, we could prep everything, right? Okay, I don't mind this one ticket. I'm moving on. Yeah, I know. You know what? My husband told me today, Pat, that the Midwest is being hit so hard right now. The numbers are climbing by the minute, actually. By the minute. But you tell me that no one's wearing a mask. Pat looks outside her window, y'all, and she's like, no one's wearing a mask. Nobody. Nobody. Yeah, see? Okay, so you do family quizzes? What the heck's a family quiz? I want to know. That's really, you know what, guys? We could do it. We could do it on Zoom. We could do a craft with me, and each person leads a session. Okay, outside adventures are perfectly safe. My husband is not a camper, guys. In case you haven't caught on yet, he doesn't like mess. He doesn't know how to use tools. I'm the one that fixes everything. And yet he's very manly. It's a very weird combination. So he also does not camp. So, because I already suggested we go do something that's like glamping, and he's like, no. Like a pub quiz, but a family. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, Heather will do a Zoom too. So we could do this. Okay, I had to ask what a family thing was, a family quiz, because I didn't know what it was, and it sounded interesting to me. It still sounds interesting. Where they play like trivia, y'all and their family, but on Zoom. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Did Tammy just come in and I missed it while putting down some chipboard? Oh, Miss Tammy, how are you feeling? Did you get, wait, today is Thursday, right? Did you have the port put in? I'm waiting to see. Yeah, my husband says too, whenever I tell him try not to judge people, I see that you're here, but did they successfully put it in? Becky, okay, I hope, please know that we're all thinking about him. We hope he gets better. They moved it to Tuesday. Okay. Okay. Yikes. The waiting is not fun either, y'all. When you need to have a procedure, did you psych yourself up for it, Tammy, and then they moved it? Because that's the worst. We're happy that you're here, though. I'm waiting to see. All right, so we could organize a Zoom craft day. We for sure could do that. Heather's willing to do it. A bunch of us are willing to do it. So now we just have to figure out if people would be willing to lead like each session so that we had all different sessions running. It'd be really fun, actually. Yay, Robin. Mine too. Mine too. I'm so happy for you. A full week. Okay, I knew that they wanted to wait from what you said in your email, but they wanted a full week. You know what? I'm glad for you, actually, because just think about that. Like I told you, I was telling Tammy that I mentored somebody who had cystic fibrosis, and his school did something really smart because they often have a life expectancy of, 20, 21 years old. So he wanted to be a writer. And so when he was 15, they asked if I would take him for a year and have him work with me so he would have the experience of it. And we became friends. And he ended up becoming a professor, guys, and he lived until he was almost 30. But I went through a lot of that stuff with him. And so it's true. The last thing you want after surgically having a port put in is to be coughing up like all of your lungs. It's very, very difficult. But a week is a long time. So that I don't know if you're frustrated by that or not. Hi, Brian. Okay, so everyone seems to think this Zoom craft thing is a good idea. All right. What was Brian's we wish, y'all? I'm playing around with the sentiments. I really do love these girls. They do make everything better. Okay, so my tickets are going to be all girls. So, Brian, we already have a ton of people who emailed. I didn't count them yet, but we have a ton. A ton. And that's without even asking you who's emailed you. Okay, so if you've done one before, how did it work? Like, did everyone take a time slot to teach something, or did everyone just do a general craft with me? Yay! Yeah, you got to put up a video so it's fair, and that way we can pick people. Because it would be nice if we could give some other people, but a lot of people want to do it, Brian. And I'm glad too, because people were saying they've never done a fall one. I think it's because we never think to do it in between everything. That's what it is. We just never think like, oh, we should do fall, even though everyone loves fall crafting. So we've learned, actually. Oh, a little cactus. I put it in the information box down below, but but that's perfect. Thank you, because I've got a list. Okay, so you would follow along, right? Okay, so Kathy would follow along. We could do we had a lesson from a crafter, and then we all crafted along. Okay, so that would work. Hi, Nancy. Okay, so we could totally do this, y'all. What we would need to do is get some people to volunteer to teach different sessions. But why couldn't we do a whole craft retreat? Oh my goodness, we could so do this. And you know something? We have got really diverse skills. Yeah, I think most of the cities, Anna, are going to be online. I don't think they're going to make the kids go back in person. I think in the more rural areas, they're giving kids the choice, or not giving them the choice because parents don't have childcare. That's our other problem. That's what we were talking about. That, you know, what do we do about the poor parents with no childcare? Oh, okay. Yes, yes to flower making. Yes to flower making. Because your flowers are amazing. Amazing. Did you all see Lorraine's been using? I noticed Lorraine has been using the heartfelt mold for her flowers, and it's amazing. That mold, it does something magical to flowers. I don't know. It just does. Robin, it's really easy. We could actually just, I could invite you through my work Zoom because I have a corporate Zoom because I teach using Zoom online, and all you'd have to do is follow the link. It's really easy to Zoom. It's much easier than this, actually. Much easier. Yeah, right, Brian? It would be fun, right? If we did a craft retreat on Zoom. I don't know why we didn't think of it before. Ooh, okay. Thelma will do I'm gonna wait a second. I need a pen because I need to write all this down. I'll take one of my coloring markers or my fancy Gemmy pen that I use every day. Okay, so Thelma will do flat mail. And Rue's gonna do, Miss Martin is gonna do flowers. I'm reading everybody. You did a Zoom with Ara? You crack me up, you know that? Oh my goodness. Have a good night, Sabrina. Is Zach okay? Yeah, we're doing a retreat. This is cool. Heather, you want to do dimensional pocket letters, or you don't want to teach a class? You just want to enjoy? What can I do? How about your dimensional pocket letter? I feel like I always have to remind Heather that she makes this, like, she's the one of the only people that makes a chunky dunk pocket letter. It's actually really cool. Chris, it's really easy. I promise. Yeah, I noticed that too, Lorraine. So Lorraine's saying, like, when you make the flowers out of the cardstock, they're much stronger. Here's the thing. Jelly Bean has taught me that the best paper to make flowers out of is mulberry paper. Yay! Tammy will teach something. What do you feel? You think about it, Tammy, whatever you want to teach, and we'll put it on the agenda. Mulberry paper makes the best flowers, and it makes the most moldable flowers, but they also tear so easily, and that paper is so expensive that when you tear it, you just want to cry. So, ooh, look at Kathy. She's like, sewn sequin flowers? Say it isn't so. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I'm like having so much fun. I'm like taking notes. Whoa, foam for making flowers? Oh, Kathy, really? We might have to have you teach us that because I have never seen that. This is amazing. Hi, Geneva. Yeah, it does. You know what? You're right. See, it's the mulberry, but the mulberry, okay, this is what I was just saying. Mulberry makes the best flowers, but it's also expensive. So when you ruin the material making them, it's so upsetting. What did you say twice, Lizzie? Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised. So okay, so Lana's saying she had a request for her sequin flowers from her Instagram post, which she could totally teach. But you know, Lana, that means that you have to be on the video chat if you're teaching it. But Lana, you make so many things so many of us want a tutorial for. So many things. Do you know that Lana's one of the reasons that I learned how to hand sew? It's because I was working on a Happy Mail for her. Because she always sends the most interesting things. Like, yeah. So that means you're going to have to be on the video. Yeah. See, I love Prima too, Tammy, for flower making. I feel like it's just thick enough. It's like cardstock, like Lorraine said, and it doesn't tear easily. I also like it for my butterflies. Okay, someone explain to me the string pull. What am I missing with the string pull? Ooh, Alvin wants alcohol ink. Susan, do you want to do alcohol ink? You guys talk so fast. Okay. I have a huge tube of it. No problem. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hi, Crafty Michelle. I'm just catching up on what everyone's saying. This is really cool. Okay. So here's what we're thinking, Michelle. We're going to do a craft retreat on Zoom, and we already have a lineup of people willing to teach things. And the bad news for you is we all want to learn how to make your shadow box cards. Me especially, even though I've watched your tutorials. I really want to learn how to make them properly. I did. Wait, no, I don't have your package. I have the other Tammy's package. I do not have your package yet. Did you get my package yet? My first small package? Hi, Alice. Yes, it is the one from you, Pat. It's the jumbo one that's going to last me forever. Y'all, this was really, when it was full, this is like, I had never seen a tube this big. And you realize this is almost a year later and it's still full. I know, it's such a good idea. It's such a good idea. So seriously though, Crafty Michelle and Alice, we're thinking about doing a craft retreat on Zoom, and we already have a lineup of classes. So what we're asking is if you want to teach something, what you would want to teach. And of course, I volunteered Michelle for shadow box cards because I happen to love those, but really that's not really fair. She should pick her own. And yeah, Misty, what about you, Misty? Miss Quiet over there. I'm so busy working on my little tickets, I didn't catch that you have not yet volunteered for doing anything such as amazing shadowing using distress inks or things like that you know how to do. Yeah. You know, I am so suffering because I so want to do resin, but I am doing clay. But that idea came from Crafty Michelle. And also I'm doing this stuff, y'all. I don't know. I'm doing this Presto stuff, but I don't like it so much. I'm not in love with this stuff. Maybe it's still growing on me, but I find it's not that easy to work with. The clay is easier than this, but this does dry clear. So, oh, Belinda, I hope you're okay. Oh, you haven't got my package yet either. You know, I don't get this mail. You know, Leticia got her package yesterday, and Elvia just got one package, but that was the package mailed a long time ago, I think, not the one mailed recently. I don't understand the mail. Yeah, paper, I agree. I agree. I just wish I could do the resin. I really do, but it's okay. I like the air dry clay. I just find this stuff, which they swear is really cool and dries translucent, doesn't really dry as translucent as they say it does. Yeah, I like the DAS too. Me too. That's what I like using too. This fancy stuff I'm not so in love with. What do you mean you cannot do anything in craft, Chris? That's not true. I've got a lot of things from you. Kayla, there's different kinds of clay. Like, I don't even know what this stuff is made out of. This one is different because this dries translucent. So I actually don't even know what you would call this. Well, me too, Kathy. I wanted the resin so badly, but actually it's really bad for, even if you don't have autoimmune, it's really bad for you. And if you have autoimmune or any lung issue, so I have lung fibrosis, so I can't do it. I'm glad I'm not the only one who needed to ask what a string pull is. That makes me feel much better. Yeah, lightweight clay made from paper. But you need molds for those. You need molds. Yeah, the air dry clay, Kathy, is amazing. And then, guys, there's this other clay you can get. I don't know, Michelle, have you ever tried this one? The one, yeah, this is female, but this is special effect female. When it's baked, it's translucent and it looks like resin, but not really as good. I've been making little things out of it. Yeah, you and I can't do it. I know, Tammy. I so wanted to do resin too, and I almost bought all the supplies, Tammy. And then I caught one video, and I went, oh, and this woman had autoimmune, and she was sick, and it's a long story. But then I realized I can't do it either because of my lungs. I know. Really, there's toxin-free resin? Where? See, the DAS clay, Kathy, is really is actually quite easy to use. And you know all your stamps, you can actually make impressions in the clay. It's actually pretty versatile. It's pretty cool. And lately, Kayla's been doing shrinky dinks, y'all. And they were you know what, like, you know, when we were kids, shrinky dinks that it's plastic and it shrinks down. She's been making the cutest little dangles and charms, really cute. And Kayla, you got that shrinky dink from BB Craft, right? I'm still working on my girls. Huh. Oh, that's what you mean. You mean string painting. I was like, what the heck is pull a piece of string? But Lizzie literally means like painting with string. Duh. Oh my goodness, Robin, then you can make these things that Kayla's been making, and they're super cute. She's been making all these great charms, like where she does a stamp, then she colors them in, and then she does a shrinky dink and makes them into a little dangle. They're so cool. It makes me want to do shrinky dink. In fact, those of you with kids, you could legitly buy that for your kids, do it with them, and still make charms for crafting. It's actually a really good investment overall. Very cool. All right, so Misty, we still don't have an answer from you, and we're already over our time. Not yet. We're not over our time. You have 15 minutes, Misty, to tell us what you're going to teach. You haven't said yet. Wait a second. Really? Dollar Tree has Shrinky Dink? You know what? I shouldn't be surprised because, Lorraine, didn't you find the Sunny Day stickers there too? Like, it's unbelievable. I did. I saw your video. I actually love the whole thing. I think, Kayla, you've got me convinced that once the no spend is over, I'm going to get some Shrinky Dink because it looks so much fun too, actually. And y'all know I color every night, right? Like I stamp and color. So either that or rosettes. So why wouldn't I do it? I can make little charms. Because y'all see, I don't buy, guys, I really don't buy a lot of dangles. But the irony is I made that video, and guess what came today? I'm guessing it's the charms that I ordered for the whole year because it's a box like this from Allie. And the only thing that ever comes like that in a box are my charms. So I think they came today. But, you know, I don't use very many. I hardly ever use dangles, y'all. Hardly ever. They have clay at the DT, Rhonda? Holy good, it's unbelievable. Okay, we will keep you updated. Absolutely, and I will do an update. Is there a day that's better for everybody? Is it better like if we do this? Hi, Jelly Bean. Happy birthday. Is it better that we do this on a Saturday or a Sunday, or it doesn't matter? Oh, and Lizzie knows how I love a sale. Oh, do I love a sale? I'll have to stop myself, y'all. I'm telling you. Yeah, see, because you can make them on your own. That's my problem, guys. You know what my thing is? I'm kind of fussy about charms, and if I don't like a lot of the ones that are available, so I just don't use them. I did, thanks to Susan Tootsie Tucker, find some very cute Alice charms for the Alice collab. But I don't, in general, like a lot of charms that are out there. Because I like them to have color. That's why I wanted to do resin, because I wanted them with color. And since I can't do the resin... Oh, Nancy, you have to go is it a regular doctor or a rheumatologist? Okay, Kathy, we will not do a weekend. Oh no, we will not do a weekend. Oh, really? Okay, guys, this is really okay, Jelly Bean, you've missed a lot. First thing is we've all agreed we want to do a craft retreat on Zoom. So we already have a list of people that are willing to teach certain classes. Miss Jelly Bean, we want you to teach us something. So, but that would mean we'd have to pick a day when you don't have to care for your lady. So that's important for us to know. We just discovered from Crafty Michelle that there is a resin that isn't toxic and that those of us with lung issues can use. We've learned that some people are sending their kids to school, some are not. They're homeschooling. And we all had a conversation about the fact, I mean, we've had a lot of like pretty major challenges for parents. I mean, everyone I know is struggling right now, either a grandparent or a parent, because, you know, when our kids struggle, we struggle. It's just that simple, right? So everyone's struggling. Oh, Lizzie, sorry. Stay safe in the storm, girly. And we learned that Susan's on an adventure. She wasn't just packing her craft bag for fun. She's on an adventure, and she also got to meet Tiffany today. But you probably already know that because you and Tiffany are friends. Yeah, that's all my news so far. I think I caught that. I think I've caught you up. Yeah, you teach, huh? Yes. Well, if we're going to do a craft retreat, we have to have some free sessions where we just sit around and gabber and yip yabber. And then we have to have something where we learn something. Nancy, are you kidding? Oh, Nancy, I'm so sorry. I'm telling you, y'all. Wait, Jelly Bean didn't know? Oh, you're a good secret keeper, too. Good to know. Wow. Okay, so Jelly Bean, Susan went and hung out with Tiffany today, as in real life. So now you're caught up. I have to call you. I am like the only person who doesn't like the phone. You know what? It's so funny because I don't have any problems with this. I just don't like the phone. I know. I would like to cartoon and doodle. I'm telling you, you have me hooked now on these shrinky dinks, Kayla. I'm telling you, I'm hooked. After I saw your thing, I was like, that's it. I know that's going to be my next investment. I know that. So Nancy, like what? This is insane. What are you going to do now? You're going to have to go back for treatment, right? And for rehab, which is also dangerous because it means you have to expose yourself. I worry all the time about, you know, for Tammy, myself, any of us that have to keep going to the doctor. Did I tell y'all I had to go be retested for COVID? I know my friends knew. Oh, you know what? Your text may not be coming through. And I know Kathy doesn't like the phone either. You and I both are texters. So, yeah, I know. It's so funny. So I also had to be retested for COVID, y'all, because of the post office thing. And my neighbor did too. But my neighbor got his results back and he's negative, thank goodness. And I suspect I'm negative too because I'm asymptomatic. But all because of that post office. Oh, you got your first haul today. Yay, Tammy's COVID free too. This isn't, you know, because you know what the problem is, guys? Anyone who's on like any kind of suppressants, unfortunately, you present differently. So Tammy and I could have it, or someone like Nancy and not know. Because if you're on any kind of serious suppressant, you don't always know that you have it. But I'm glad. That must be a big relief, actually. Oh. Jelly Bean, can I ask you something? Were you there all day today and all week on your birthday week, Missy? Jelly Bean has been worked off her feet, y'all. She has not had an easy time. She has a lady that she looks after next door. Not really her responsibility. She just looks after her. And it's been really hard on her lately. Yeah, see, 8 out of 10 show no symptoms. People with autoimmune get, you know what my doctor said, my rheumatologist? They tend to present with really bad migraines. And, you know, because we're often feverish. So we wouldn't notice if we were feverish. Let's not pretend that we would. So you've been there for 3 straight days. See? Hold on, I'm just reading something. I think I just missed something. Who just said that they might have lupus? I'm pretty sure that's what I read. Talk to your 4-year-old. Okay, I just misread it. That's not a surprise. Yeah, Jelly Bean is an angel. Wait, you have good news? You have someone to stay with her all week? Oh, you know what? Fine. I'm going to say a hallelujah, Janice, because I'm serious. I'm worried your health is going to suffer, right? How did you pull that off? Well, you know why you have migraines, right? Kathy, you know why. And I know why. That's the problem. That's why it presents like that, Kathy, right? Is that if you have autoimmune, you tend to have migraines and fever and all sorts of weird things all the time. And that's why it's hard to diagnose. Yes. Okay, so Jelly Bean, for sure we will not do the retreat for you or for Kathy on the weekend, because Kathy would have to lock the doors to keep her kids out, her boys. See, I've been making tickets while chatting. Oh, yes. I know it just seems like I'm chatting today, but I'm actually making the tickets. Yeah, mine goes low too, Michelle. Oh my goodness. Do you know, it's funny because here when you go into for the test to be tested in the doctor's office, I didn't have to go to the clinic. I went to my doctor. They take your temperature, and mine is also always low because of my Raynaud's, and I think they get freaked out. And then other times I have a fever, and I know I have a fever because I can feel it, but my temperature is always low. So don't ask. It's a weird thing. That's what happens when our systems are out of whack, right? That's what happens. So Tammy, did they tell you they're going to put you on cytotoxins for sure? They were telling Tammy that they might have to put her on the same kind of medicine I'm on, and I don't want her on that medicine. Only because I know what it's like to live with. Okay. Well, you'll think of something. You can teach anything. Okay, so Tuesday to Thursdays aren't good because of work. So Mondays or maybe Friday, like for a fun Friday. Oh my goodness, a fun Friday. Kathy, what about Fridays for the boys? Can you do a Friday? Friday's good for most people. Not sure. Okay. Yeah, see, eventually it stops working, right? So that's the thing. And then they have to put you on another one and another one and another one. You know how this goes. Isn't that funny, y'all? See, it would work on a fun Friday, right? Oh, you were on it that long? Oh, girly. That explains it. Okay. So just to get, so you guys understand, so Tammy was on something similar to what I take for like 20 years before her transplant. Wow. Wow. Well, it's a craft retreat, so maybe we'll plan it for next Friday. Does that give everyone enough time if it's a week to plan whatever they want to do? Yay, Brian. It's going to be fun, guys. I think this is a really great idea. If we can't go somewhere, well, then we'll just bring the crafting to us. That's what we're going to do. I don't know why we didn't think of this before. Yes, it'll be during the day, like a proper retreat where you like make munchies, you know, you have munchies and you craft and you learn and you make stuff. I don't know. We're just working out the details. Right now we have like 5 or 6 people. So maybe we would do like 3 one week and 3 another week. But you know what, Tammy, that's good. Because then and I'm going to tell Marilyn too, because when you're recovering, this is the perfect kind of thing. Because then, you know, you can watch along. Yes, it can be. You know what? Let me make a note of that. That's a good point because we do have time differences. So Lana just raised a really good point. Her session needs to be after 4 her time because that way we have to make sure. I'm making a little note. Lana, 4 p.m. Okay. This is freaky. No, it could be a delay because of my internet here, guys. I'm telling you, I had trouble logging on tonight. I did. I was worried it wasn't going to happen, actually. But it happened. So we were okay. I'm just watching. Well, that's the conversation you did miss. We were talking about, Jelly Bean, that like what happens to parents who are in zones where they're saying that they're going to do homeschooling. They weren't given a choice, but the parents have to go to work. Like, what's going to happen? And do the parents have to quit their jobs? Then how do they pay their bills? It's causing so much stress. I think so too, Elvia. I think we're all going to need it. See, Elvia just made a good point. By then, most people will have started homeschooling, but all the parents are going to need the Fun Friday. So Fun Friday is going to become Craft Retreat Friday, which is probably what everybody needs. How does that work, Thelma? Hold on, I've never heard of that before. Because I mean, that's what you can. There's another thing besides Zoom, but where you also can see each other and it's all live. How does it work on Facebook? I have not looked at my Facebook in 6 years, so I don't know. No, it's not easy. You know what, Monty? As an educator, all I'm going to say is I have a lot of respect for the parents who are doing it. It's, there's a reason that parents don't usually teach their kids. It's extremely stressful for the parent. It's really a hard job. The reason why it's easier for someone else to teach your kids is that they don't naturally fight the authority the same way as they do when it's a parent. It's much harder as a parent. Zoom is better? Okay. Ew, okay. Yeah, we need to schedule, Kayla. It's true. Wow. And you're going to do that in person? Or are you going to do it online, Elvia? It's true. Parents can't say no. And I think it's also the dynamic is different. And I don't know. I just think that it creates an unhealthy dynamic for the parents and the kids. And it puts, my girlfriend here, she's a teacher and a guidance counselor. And she was homeschooling her kids upstairs. And it caused so many fights. They normally are such a family that gets along so well. They're a really tight-knit family and they're very cohesive. They never had more arguments than they had during this homeschooling. And she's an educator. It's terrible. I think so. I agree with you, Michelle. And I really do think it's a lot to do with the authority. I really believe that. No, listen, Janice, what are our choices? The stress of homeschooling or the risk of your child going to the classroom? It's not an easy decision. First of all, we have to hope that parents have the choice. Some parents are not being given the choice. And then we have to hope that the kids that go to school, because there's some kids, guys, that need the socialization too. Like play groups are not going to be enough for some kids. So you have to hope for those kids that they were given a choice and that they're safe. And then for the other kids, we have to hope that the parents get some kind of reprieve. Because if they don't, I don't know how they're going to do this for a whole term. I just don't know. Yeah, it's true. And our kids know how to push our buttons better than anybody. Like better than our partners ever can. Our kids know how to do that. It's true. Of course you did. Kathy, you know what? I'm telling you, my girlfriend Tabitha teaches like grade 6. She has never had so much stress as she had last term homeschooling the kids. It was awful. And she twice came down here crying and asked me for help because she was so frustrated. Now, this is a woman who teaches like classrooms of 34 students in New York City. Like it's stressful. Oh no. See, middle school is really difficult. That's really middle school. Starting middle school is very rough. Very, very rough. Yeah. Well, you know what? We're gaining stress. It's not the stress weight, guys, isn't just from teaching. You're not going out as much. You're not walking as much. You're not as active as much. And you're at home more. And what do you do when you're at home watching TV or YouTube videos? You're eating, right? It's perfectly normal. It's a perfectly normal thing. And I don't know about you all, but I'm eating more junk food. For me, because of my disease, I'm not gaining weight, but that's because I'm unhealthily thin. Um, but I'm also not like I'm eating more junk food than I should be. That's for sure. Oh, I hope so, Janice. Oh, and stress eating is normal, I think, in these situations. Yeah, but you know what? Here's what's weird, Misty, about this. And I'm going to say this to you as someone who is teaching online. They made us sign something in our contract that said that if they decided that they needed us to go on campus, that we would go. And they had us sign that because I think they're afraid that they'll lose students if they don't say that if things improve, that they'll return it to the classroom. So they had us sign this weird amendment to our contract. My husband was like, sign it, but there's no way you're going in person. Okay, so Cynthia, I don't get it either, but here in New York, the average size classroom is 32 to 34 students. What's the size in other places? Because I don't know. Of course she's nervous. You know what? It's so unfair to the kids. This whole thing is the hardest on our kids. Yeah, I know, Jelly Bean. So I had to sign that amendment, but don't worry. There's no way I'm going in by subway into the university if they decide that they want to appease somebody. There's no way. It's because my college charges $50,000 a year tuition, y'all. That's why. I love teaching. Wait, 26 to 30 is Alabama. So it's not that much smaller. Yeah, we have big classes here, y'all. Really big classes. It's very hard to teach here. If you're a public school teacher, it's very difficult. Yep. Yeah. See, of course you did, Cynthia. Yeah. It's pretty standard here. Oh, it's the same. See, it's the same in the UK. Okay. So it's the same. I mean, 25 is better. 20 is preferable. I don't think that you should have more than 20 kids in a class, but they're trying to cut budget dollars, you know. Wait, Kayla, you're eating less? How is that possible? How are you eating less? I have never eaten more potato chips in my life. Seriously. Yeah, I bet. You know what? So Monty just raised the point that I'm worrying about. What do we do about our young kids, like who need to be around other children to learn how to be with other children? You're going to be listening while making dinner. You're so funny, Kathy. I don't know how you manage it all. I'm just reading like, wow, me too. That's my problem, is that I love them. I'm not a sugar eater. I don't eat ice cream. I don't like anything sweet, but I love salt. I love anything salty. Yeah. What do we do? I don't know. You know, and what do we do about Monty's situation? Like Monty's not going to have any adult time because she's the grandparent who does all the babysitting and all the childcare. So Monty's not going to get a break either. Yeah. Like we're opening too, but we're going to do it online. It's really hard to teach art online, guys, as you know. As you know, it's really hard. I don't know how it's, and fashion is even worse, so I don't know. See, yeah, okay, charter schools are much better because you have smaller classes. Whoa, Brian, how did you lose so much weight? Oh, you're so funny, Michelle. I tried doing the cleanse thing too, but I didn't do very well. I tried doing it, y'all. I really did. I did not do well. I didn't. Yes, someone does cook wings every. Wait, who was it who did it? You're right. Was it Tiffany? Tiffany, don't you do wings every Thursday? Because Susan gets hangry, which I think is so funny. My daughter gets hangry too. I'm trying to find sentiments for all my tickets. Wasn't it Tiffany? I like dark chocolate too. Me too. I don't like sugary stuff other than Haribo gummy bears. Like I love things like prosciutto and cheese and all those, and like I like nuts and things like that. Well, that's the problem, Lorraine. Like, but what do we do about people like Monty who now aren't going to get a break unless you organize? See, we're back to my husband's idea again. What if, Monty, you got together with other grandparents and other parents who you know are COVID free, and you plan activities where twice a week your grandchildren go to their home and you take their kids the other days, and that way you get a couple of days off? What about something like that? Well, medicines for sure. Yeah, me too. Me too without coffee. Oh, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Yeah, see, that's exactly. Yeah, prosciutto, bread, cheese. That's for me. That's totally for me. Oh, Heather, it did not go well. That's all. You know what else I tried? Okay, so here, you know how they all drink like the wheat germ? They do all this like crazy hipster stuff. Ugh, it's so disgusting, guys. I don't know how they drink like wheatgrass mixed with all these weird things. It was disgusting. That's all I have to say. It was disgusting. Yeah, I can't live without cheese either. You crack me up, Heather. And try feeding my husband anything like that. My husband barely eats a vegetable. He's like very he's quite funny. Yeah, for the world's protection. I agree with you, Misty. Me too. If I don't have coffee, watch out. It's not a good thing in the morning. I seriously need like coffee and an hour to myself. I know that sounds crazy, but I take my medicine, I sit. I don't meditate exactly, but I drink my coffee in peace and I'm happy. Um yeah. But you don't want to mess with that. On days when I have to do fasting for blood work, I am not a nice person in the morning. That's all I have to say. Because I miss my coffee and my quiet time. It's true, Michelle, right? Hunger doesn't actually last as long as we think it does. But it's like you have to kind of remind yourself of that. And until you get to that place, it's hard. Yeah, exactly, Nancy. That's, you know what? It takes me 2 hours to take all my medicines. And during those 2 hours, I just drink my coffee and sometimes I read poetry or I just sit quietly and watch. I have my back window by my bedroom actually has trees and sky. So that's what I do in the mornings. It's like probably my most peaceful time of day. Why are kids so hungry? I don't know. Oh, dairy free is hard. Does she have a lactose problem? Well, you know what? You're right, Lorraine, and it can be dangerous too. So you can't. It's if you can't even take 2 mouthfuls. Too much is too much. Like that's actually serious. You're gonna need to search for a group, Monty. That's what you're gonna need to do. Okay, so Kathy, here's the thing. I'm really an old school New Yorker. Is Lizzie still on here? She's gonna laugh. I buy my coffee from a company called the Puerto Rican Coffee Company, and its factory used to be around the corner. It's coffee that's brought in from Puerto Rico. But will I drink Starbucks? Yes, but at home I drink coffee from the Puerto Rican Coffee Company. Uh, it's just old school Brooklyn coffee. It's really old school. Oh, is something wrong with Juan Carlos? I'm just making sure. Is Leticia's son okay, guys? Yeah, plant-based is the healthiest. I like anything goat flavored. Bye, Leticia. That's our problem here too. Anything that's healthy for you, they make hipster expensive. So I used to go up by Sunshine Honeybees to the Bronx to shop where it's still affordable and a normal price. But since COVID, I don't go up there. But it can be expensive. You're so... No. Oh, Heather. Yeah. You understand, Elvia. I have a can of that in my cupboard at all times. At all times. Heather, why didn't you text me? I would have sent you coffee, girly. I could not function, as you know, without that coffee. You know, I have to tell you, what I don't like is like the fancy coffees, like you know, like Partners, which is like $16 like for half a pound. Do you guys know what Partners coffee is? That coffee I don't like. It tastes weird to me. There should be a coffee patch. There might be one, you know. Yeah, see, yeah. I'm telling you, Cynthia, when it's not COVID, I live in the Bronx a lot of the time because I love shopping there, and I go to Queens and I go to Flushing. It's just during COVID that I can't. Look, I love my building and I love my part of the neighborhood, but I like old school New York, not hipster New York. With all their strangeness, I'm not a big fan of it. Oh, so Monty, you drink Diet Pepsi like I drink Diet Coke. I didn't know that. No, it is not at the DT. Really? Oh my goodness. That's when I always have a can of that in my house. Are you kidding? I couldn't live without that coffee. Everyone's like, what is pastejo? It's a coffee. It's a ground coffee. And if you make it properly and you know how, you can make it with condensed milk. Oh, now talk about gaining weight. I'm just going to warn you that the grandma makes it with a condensed sweet milk. That is so good and I don't like sugar, y'all. It's so delicious. It's so delicious. It's coffee and they can make it different ways, but it's delicious coffee. It's delicious coffee. I also like Cuban coffee. A lot. When I'm in Florida, I drink Cuban coffee nonstop. So there, you know what? That's what I would tell you, Kathy. When I'm in Florida, I don't drink Starbucks. I go to like a Cuban restaurant and I get Cuban coffee. Café con leche. Yeah, old school. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, Kayla, where are you? I didn't know you weren't home. Are your hands any better, Kayla? Kayla's been having the worst hands lately. Also, yeah. Okay, so if you like sweetened condensed milk, Susan, this is like coffee made with that. And it's very strong coffee, but it tastes so good because it's made with the condensed milk. It's delicious. It's so good, y'all. Oh my goodness. I can't believe they sell it at the Dollar Tree. Okay, I have 5 tickets done, but they need some jummies. And maybe another sentiment. Bye, Kayla. Oh, you like Cuban coffee too. Why am I not surprised, Heather? Why am I not surprised? I really love Cuban coffee. Yeah, of course. See, and Alvia likes it the way I like my... These are like old school coffee. It's kind of like espresso, Jean, but it has a different flavor. It's richer than espresso without being bitter. That's what it tastes like. And then if you add condensed sweetened milk to it, it's way better than any latte you've ever had because it's like thicker too. And then sometimes if it's in the winter, the grandmas will add real chocolate also to it. Yeah. If they want to spoil you, they'll make it with real chocolate. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Janice and I both just like coffee, period. Yeah. But with old school coffee stock. It's hard to explain it to somebody, right? Like, how do you explain it's really hard to explain it until you've had it. Once you've had it, you'll never forget the way it tastes because it's very special tasting. Um, especially if someone knows how to make it really well. It's delicious. Yeah, and if you love chocolate, it's like in the winter here when it's cold and the grandmas want to spoil. Okay, the grandmas have this thing about nighttime, and they'll make you like it. The only way to explain it's kind of like a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's a Puerto Rican grilled cheese sandwich, which means it's like way more cheese than bread, and the bread is really it's almost sweet tasting. It's delicious, and this is a nighttime snack, like at around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then they serve it to you with this coffee, but this coffee is blended with real chocolate and they call it a hot chocolate, but really it's an espresso, condensed milk, and chocolate drink. It's delicious. Yeah. Yep. You guys see, some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's to die for. It can't be good for you. All I'm going to say is between the condensed milk and the chocolate, I'm sure it has like 1,400 calories in it, but it tastes really good. It tastes really, really good. You know what? Funny, it puts me to sleep. It never keeps me up at night. Like if I have that as a like before bed snack, I fall asleep really easily. And I have trouble sleeping. But that actually makes me feel sleepy. There's something soothing about it. I don't know. Maybe it's that or just that like a grandma made it. But it's I find it really soothing when they make that. I can too, Janice. I'm telling you, I can have coffee right before bed. Like literally right before bed. Did Miss Carrie come in here? Well, hello, Miss Martin. How are we feeling? Oh, that's good hot chocolate, Michelle. That's good hot chocolate. Yeah, me too, Rhonda. I'm the same way as you. I totally can do that too. It's amazing how I think caffeine is a drug for a lot of people. Like you do have to be aware of whether or not you're sensitive to it. But if you're not sensitive to it, then you can have it before bed and it doesn't affect you. Some people it legitly makes jittery, which has got to be hard on the system. How you feeling, Carrie? Another one finished. I think I got 6 done. I got to put a couple of jemmies on or some enamel dots, but because Nilda, yeah, which coffee are you gonna make them though? That's my question. See, with all of our talk about coffee, now Nilda's husband's like, okay, now I feel like a coffee. Yeah, I actually did them while talking. It's actually shocking. They still need a jemmy though, and I need to, but that's not bad. Maybe some pom-poms. I'm glad you're feeling better. You're still tired. You know what? Marcy told me today that she was talking to you, and she's also really, really tired still. Y'all know Marcy went back to work. Did you all know that? She's struggling. It's very, very hot. Of course it did. See, this is what I mean. Michelle was just saying like coffee made her sweat the first time she had it. Coffee's a legit narcotic. There's a reason I take it instead of medicine. It's actually just an organic stimulant, but it is a stimulant. Your cough's almost gone now. Thank goodness. Shh. Unbelievable. Who got her degree yesterday? What did I miss? Oh, wow. Whoa. And 3 shots of espresso. Yeah, you and I both can drink we can drink a lot of coffee. I don't know. Marcy says it's hard being back at work, y'all. It's so Tiffany, wait, who I gotta catch up. Is it Miss Martin's daughter that graduated yesterday? There's better coffee? Okay, Nilda, now you have to educate me because tell them I drink that every day. Like every day. No, I will get. You know what she wrote me a very sweet text today saying how much everyone has meant to her. The reason why she hasn't come on and why I haven't even asked her for a list of for the challenge yet is she just went back to work and she's finding it really hard, really hard. Oh, so you do the same thing, Lorraine. Unbelievable. So, okay, so Janice, you and I and Lorraine drink coffee right before bed. That's what this is, y'all. It's coffee. Congratulations. So she graduated. Okay, so I have a really, really tough question then. If she's graduated, which is a huge deal, is she feeling helpless or hopeless about the future? Because that's, to be honest, that's who I'm most worried about is our students who graduated. Because I wonder how they're feeling. Like, you know how when we all graduated or we went on to do something or we had our first job, our whole future was in front of us, y'all. And I don't know what's for these kids. I'm worried about them. I am. I'm worried. Oh, sorry. I made a bunch of tickets with girls on them and layers on them. Here, I'll show you up close. Like this little one. But they need jemmies and stuff, and they need some thread. So they need some threads and maybe a couple of pom-poms. Like, see, like I want to put some thread behind this one and then 2 pom-poms. See, that's what I was worried about. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm worried about our generation, y'all, that just graduated, which is a huge deal. And now they're wondering what they did it all for, because they're right now, listen, people are losing jobs, not getting jobs. It's not safe to go to work. So what did they do all this for? I don't know about you guys, but when I went to university, we were told that your undergraduate degree was to get an overall general education. It wasn't with the idea that like you would go to get a job. But now that's what kids are told, that if they go to college, they will get a job. And I feel very badly for this generation because, what are they going to do? They graduate and what job? Yeah, that was my question. That was exactly my question. You see? All my students are feeling like this, y'all. All my graduating students feel the same way. They paid $50,000 a year to go to school. $50,000 a year. And now they're not sure why they did it. It's hard. And when I was young, like at least it was my future. I got to make my own decisions. I feel like they don't get to make a lot of choices. What is she thinking about taking in grad school? Because grad school is never a bad investment. But is there like a set, like a specific reason that she wants to go, Misty? Of course he's depressed, Kathy. I swear. Listen, if I were a kid going into college today, what is there to look forward to? Seriously. And what apprenticeships are they going to get? At our school, if you don't get an apprenticeship, you're not going to make it here in New York. And who's going to hire them as an apprentice? Nobody. It's insane. We will tough it out. I think the truth is we know this. We know that generations before us got through the war. We will get through this. But how do we help them understand that? So neuropsychology is okay. So yeah, it's not going to be a bad investment for her to do grad school. It's not. It's going to be a good investment. What did she study, Sarah? Like, what was her major? I feel so badly for these young people, y'all. I just do. I teach for Parsons in New York City, which is, if y'all watched Project Runway, the TV show. Okay. So did she want to be a sociologist, or did she want to go into criminal justice or into education? Let's see what she says she wants to. Because sociology often is criminal justice, juvenile justice, psychology. Yeah, Miss Aguilar, I know, right? Yeah. As in like Tim Gunn. I don't know him personally, but yes, he's around. Yes. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that's why you usually take sociology. So you see, her problem is that she's going to have to wait. Her life's on hold. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. For my students, their future is really at risk. Really at risk. But you see, Lorraine, that's smart. You know what? We encourage our students to work at tattoo parlors. That's so interesting that your son figured that out. Here in New York, 1 out of every 6 students will actually get to work in their chosen field. And what will determine that for them will be whether or not they get an apprenticeship and the right kind of apprenticeship. And because of COVID, none of my students are getting those right now. So they are very well aware that their future is likely in a precarious position. Because what will happen is once COVID is fixed, the next generation under them will go and get those apprenticeships and will get hired from underneath them. And these guys are going to be a sandwich generation. And they know that. And it's terrible. And my school charges an incredible amount of money for tuition. Just so you know, it costs $300,000 to get an undergraduate degree from my college. People mortgage their houses to send their kids. Oh, Heather, do not feel badly about that at all. He's someone just like me, actually, who has made an entire career for himself out of what we do. And he now hosts a TV show that was started by my school. It is all right. It's all about connections. So if they can't make any, their chances of succeeding, it's really hard. It's really hard. You know, it's very unfair. It's really unfair because, how do I say this politely? I try to tell my students, my first year students, are they really sure that they want to pay like $300,000 for the chance at not having a career? I'm not so sure that art can be taught. That's a whole big discussion we can have one day about whether or not I think art can be taught. I think some things can be taught. Some technique can be taught. You know, y'all, how my box that I deconstructed? Like my natural impulse was like to make it too messy. No one can teach me how not to be like that. So these kids are paying like $300,000 hoping someone's going to teach them how to be an artist. And the truth is that's not really how it works. So I feel badly. Yes, the Parsons table comes from our school. It's true. It's true. Yep. I'm not saying it isn't a good school, y'all. It's considered to be the best art school in America. We always battle with England for first place in the world. I would argue England school is better, but exactly, Jelly Bean. I tell Janice this all the time. As a creative director, I wish I'd known Janice then. I would have hired her in a heartbeat. Half the graduates that I ended up hiring didn't have half of Janice's creativity, not even half. They had multiple degrees, but not half of Janice's creativity. Yep. Exactly. See, Michelle, right? Yeah, you don't art unless you're going to be a professor, like a scholar. Like I knew I wanted to be a professor at some point. I knew I wanted to publish work on art. So unless you want to be like a scholar, you shouldn't really go to school for art. Yeah, right. And also a dedication, Monty. It's practice too. It's both like a desire, you know how like we've all gotten to know each other because we have a compulsion to create. So part of it is that, part of it is practice, and part of it is just natural ability. You know, and you can overcome an absence of ability by hard work, but only to a certain extent. I'm always going to make like a hoplop mess of that thing because that's as far as I can go. But I'm okay with that. I think students don't always understand that, and they hope that going to college will correct those things, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, art's a way of life. Exactly, Nancy. It really is a way of life. And it's not about a course. It's actually about living, and they don't really understand yet that art informs each other. So they're not really reading, and they're not really living life and going to see things and looking to nature for inspiration. And, you know, oh, you did not miss the boat. Listen, art school is very overpriced, and it's overpriced, Heather. You can learn just the same thing by yourself. I really believe that, actually. I really do. Right. You didn't even know until you were in your 30s, and look at the stuff you make, right? Well, you can still do that. I've told you that. You could still do that if you wanted to. Yeah. It's practice and play. It's exactly that. That's my point, Michelle. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. No degree is going to get you there at all. It's about practice and passion and paying attention and being present. It's not about studying. And not even the best teacher will get you there. Not even. Not even. But I think that's something young people don't realize, because we teach them if they go to school that this will happen for them. But actually, when it comes to art, it's an untruth. It's an untruth. Yeah. Oh, I wish your mom had been alive too for that. That's sad, because and it was about her too. She would have been blown away, Michelle. Even if it weren't about her, she would have been blown away. You see, that's why I always say, I think, we can learn more from each other on here. I think that unfortunately our kids, we've raised them, because today you really need a college degree to get a job. So they're trying to fit into something. And if you're an artist, well, then the only thing you're going to pick is art. But college and art are not necessarily a good fit unless you're going to be a scholar. I bet you it was a fancy party. Oh my goodness. Were you nervous? I would have been so nervous. Oh, I would have been so nervous. It's true, right? Like, Lauren, Heather's super talented. You don't need to go to, first of all, you don't learn to write by going to school either. Yeah. Oh, that would have made me more nervous, Michelle. It's so awkward talking about your art. How did you do? Oh my goodness. Can I tell you, I work with somebody, and they have been married now for 8 years, and they can't afford to even think about buying a house because they owe between them $600,000 in student loans. You said no? You said no to the BBC? Oh my goodness. I would have been nervous. I would have done it, but I would have been nervous. So I understand why you said no. But wow. Yeah, see, isn't that crazy? They'll never buy a house. They'll never buy a house because of those student loans. Of course she has. How many did you do, Lauren? Wait a second. I did 5. I did 6, but I didn't put the sentiment on the 6 because I didn't like the sentiment. Lauren is amazing. Every week she finishes like 100%. So I only finished 5, not the 6th. Wow. Well, you see, I think that's a reality for a lot of students. I think that they should be given an exemption through anyone who went to school through COVID. I don't think should have to pay back their loans, because I'm not sure when they're going to get a job. But that's just me. Yeah, see? 10 years, right? Yeah. So just think about that. Nancy's kids worked for 10 years to pay off their student loan. This is not the world I live in. When I went to school, I was on a scholarship, but my girlfriend worked every summer to pay for her university. And she was able to pay for it by working over the summer at a normal job. What happened to that? Since when does education supposed to cost this much money? This is not Oxford. Like, that's unbelievable. 51 years old, guys. Think about that. Like, I guess I'm wondering, like, how are they supposed to plan their lives? How are they supposed to think about things like having a place to live or having a family? How are they going to afford kids? See, Linda, I don't know something. I got to say this, and I believe this, and I tell all my students this. I don't think anyone should do a master's degree unless they're paid to do it. And I mean that sincerely. Like, and I think if your grades aren't good enough that you're getting paid to do it, then you should go back and fix your grades until they're good enough that you don't pay for a master's degree. I don't think you should ever pay for your doctorate either. In the UK or in England or in Europe, you can do a joint master's PhD program. It's a much more economical way to do a degree, but compared to North America, but it's still expensive. I don't think you should ever pay for graduate school. I don't think it's fair. Yeah, see, well, your granddaughter's got to be something special because that's rare to Yale, but that's amazing. You see, that's better. I think it's just too much for our kids. I don't think they're ever going to pay off all this money. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly what I'm saying, Sue. That's what worries me. See? They can't even think about getting a house. They can't think about having children because they can't afford either because of their student loans. And yet, it used to be like a graduate degree was a really big deal, right? Now it's like, and then graduating from high school got you a good job. Do you know how many of my girlfriends got an excellent job that they worked at until they just retired last year with a high school diploma? And then people went to university if they were going to do something professional, like become a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. Now you need a college degree to do any job. Why? Someone tell me why. Why do you need a college degree to do the jobs that my friends did for 30 years successfully? I don't understand it. It's a money grab. And I don't think it serves our students very well either. I really don't. See, Jean, okay, if your employer will pay for your degree, that's what I mean. Let your employer pay for it. 100%. Yeah. She's right. She's 100% right. Why does she need a doctorate? Yep, I believe it. It's insane though, Michelle. Like, if we think about this, right? Why, for some of these positions, do these kids need a college degree? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I mean, we all didn't need them before. Why suddenly do we need our kids to have these? Right, exactly. Right? When I was younger, that's what you knew by the time you were 14 which way you were going. You could go to a technical school, like if you were very good with hands-on things, that's where you went, right? And if you were going to go on to do something like my girlfriends did, which was like, my girlfriend ended up working as a social worker. I will tell you that my girlfriend was a manager of social work, my best friend, for 30 something years. She does not have a degree. You only needed high school when she started. Now, I think to manage a social work department, you should have more than high school. But you know what? Her whole team didn't need to have a college degree. Yeah, I think technical colleges should be more popular too. I know. Can you imagine? That's what I'm saying. Why do they need these degrees? We're charging them a fortune, and yet we don't have jobs for them. And how are they supposed to pay back these loans? Ugh. It's true. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like this is the problem, right? So we say to them, "Oh, you need to have this degree." And we charge them a fortune for it, and they're not using it because the reality is very few people get a job in the field of which that they studied for their undergraduate. Because that's not what an undergraduate degree is really supposed to be for. But they're not telling people that because look, colleges are big money, at least in the US. I don't know what it's like in the UK. I have a feeling it's similar to Canada where it's a little bit different. But in the US, it's universities are big money. Big money. Yeah. You see? Yeah, look at it. Like, it's just fascinating, right? I mean, this is a really fascinating conversation. Exactly. They have a more expensive piece of paper, Misty. That's true. That's what worries me. Yep. Yeah, you see, and that is a sad truth, right? If we're honest, IT is always going to pay more than art. And so, when you think about students paying $400,000 for an art degree, it's insanity. It's insanity. I know. You know what? I'm going to cry because the library for me as a child was like it was a sanctuary. And I own over 1,000 books. I love reading and I love books. The idea that children and adults will be cut off from reading is very upsetting for me. I mean, that's how I learned how to do most things as a child, was by reading books. Well, game graphics is that is a hugely expanding field that does have employment, which is wonderful. You just have to find the right school, and that's well connected and can get you into that circle because it's a fairly small circle. At least here, it's a very small circle, very small. Hold up the tickets, please. Which ones? I put most of them to the side already. This is the unfinished one. This is the extra, and then the finished ones. This one. Where's the other two? Hold on. 3. I'm getting them all for you, Miss Bertha. Where did I put them all? Oh, there they are. Sorry. I have 2 unfinished ones. Oh, I made 7. I didn't realize that. 2. I did make 2 extra. Huh. Okay, so I was better this week than I thought. So I have to finish 2 more. I have 2 extras that I didn't finish. I started, but I did not yet finish. Very nice. So I did 5 plus the 2. You're very sweet, Pat. Yeah, digital art is amazing, and it's an amazing field. That is sometimes that you can benefit from taking a class or 2 in, but you can do that part-time. You don't have to do it full-time. And like any kind of art, you need to spend a lot of time playing with it. Digital art is complicated because it's digital and it requires mastering technology. Oh my goodness. Oh, Harry Potter out loud for a child is heaven. Oh, I'm so glad you were doing it too. See, I knew we could do these while chit-chatting. I knew that was possible. I know we're over and I'm going to end the session, but this was a really interesting conversation. I think it's amazing to learn that so many people have children who are either currently struggling with this or are about to. And I think we have to be honest about it. I mean, why have we told kids that this is the right thing to do? I wonder about this all the time. They always used to want me to speak, when students come for like the pre-tour of Parsons, because students usually identify well with me. And so I'm a good sell for the school, except I tell students the truth. You know, do you really think as an artist that you're going to earn back this money? Like, I tell the truth because I think they need to hear it. You know, this one's from Alina. You know what? I have one from Sussex. I have a big one, Kathy, and a mini. I like the mini one from Sussex, but this is from Alina, and I love this die. Like, I love it, love it. I'm just reading everyone's comments. Yeah, I think mythology is it's so good for children. I don't know, Janice. I'm not kidding. It was $1,000, I think, or $1,400 when we were younger. I don't know what happened. I don't know how much he's going to have to pay for college. You know, if you're in New York, you can go to Hunter if you live in New York. And Hunter is $10,000, and it's a fantastic school. But you have to live in the city. You have to be a New Yorker to go there. They do. They still have it because I ordered it for someone as a gift recently. So I know they have it. And what's really nice about it is that it's perforated, y'all. Look, let me show you up close. So if I wanted to, I could have made this like one ticket. It's an amazing die. It's really an amazing die. Yeah, see, your daughter's very smart, Anna, and I tell artists that one of the things I suggest to them is that they go in the summer and they apprentice with a tattoo artist. Why? Because it's a viable way as an artist to actually be able to afford a house and a family. Yay! Yay, Bertha! You're very welcome. Yeah, I love this die too. I really like it because it becomes like a strip or individual tickets. It's actually I think it's the perfect ticket die. I think it's better than the Sussex one. Oh, that's so interesting, Michelle. I think if I could redo things over, I think I would, you know what? I would become a forensic scientist. Isn't that strange? But that's what I would do. I would like to become a profiler. I love people. I think that's why I write. It's because I like people. I like figuring out people. Yeah, it does. Look, I'll show you again. Look at this perforated edge. Look at it. It's an amazing die. This is one of her best dies. And look how cute that looks, like a real ticket torn. I really love this die a lot. You know, tickets are a funny thing, Michelle. I love them for layering, but either you love them or you don't like them. Like, I think there's no in between with these. It's just one of those things. See, Janice, I'm telling you, you and I were born to be friends. I'm telling you. Yeah, you see, like Quincy. I would not be afraid to do that either. It's funny. I think most people who like art also like science a little bit because you have to like it a little bit. You have to, right? There's geometry in everything we do. There's a little bit of chemistry. We do a little bit of science all the time. I have fat fingers too, don't worry. Right? You like investigating anything. It's so true. Oh, how is the foster puppy? Misty, before we say goodnight, how is the foster puppy? I know. I never tell you all how many of you are nurses. You would be amazed if you knew how many of you all are nurses. She's okay? Okay. Misty's amazing. She takes in challenging puppies. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. This was actually a great, okay, so we have a retreat planned. So I'm going to put all the information together and do a share. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. We have a retreat for next Friday. Start thinking about what you're going to make yourself for lunch because we're going to have a little crafty lunch together too. It's going to be fun. You know, I'm going to have potato chips. I'm just watching all your comments before I say goodnight. Yeah, see? Oh, MSWs are expensive. Thank you all very much. There are so many of you that are frontline workers during this. I really like. I don't always tell you all, but you'd be amazed if you knew like how many of you do this. Pop in anytime, Michelle. Anytime you can. I'm glad you're busy with family though. Yeah, cheese sandwich and crisps all day. That's my diet. I swear to you, that was my diet today. Whoa, you too? Now you're doing your DSW. There are too many. Boy, do you all, so many of us have way too much in common on this channel. It just shocks me. Yes, Tiffany, you finished tonight. Yes. Susan, what did you make instead? Because we know you didn't make tickets because you already made yours. Oh, Heather, you're going to have to bring a lot of coffee. There's a lot of coffee drinkers in this room. That, you know what? We have to figure out, Pat, if you can't Zoom. We got to figure this out. Yeah, we're all in the same tribe. It's so funny. What did you make, Susan? Oh, I really enjoyed it too, y'all. I bet you I'll look on Instagram. I bet you they're not too small. I don't think it matters what size you make them. I think we lost Tootsie. We'll have to find out what she made. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. That's what I was thinking, Janice. I'm going to ask you how Pat can Zoom on her phone. All right, y'all. Thank you. It was really fun. Good night. Good night, y'all.